Hello everyone and welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Chaitanya Purav and I'll be taking you today's session for daily current affairs for 18th of June. So let's start talking about SSB Crack Exams. So this is a one-stop solution for all the major defense-related examinations like FCAT, NDA, CDS, etc. For more details regarding the courses that we offer, you can visit to our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com wherein you'll find all the details regarding the courses and the modules related to them. You can also follow us on Instagram and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also download our Android app from Google Play Store, that is SSB Crack Exams, for latest updates. Now let's start our session. So we shall start with the question of the day from yesterday's session. So I asked you guys, what are the 6 major stages of vaccine development for any particular disease or virus? So basically the main 6 components, the major 6 stages of vaccine development is, the first one is the exploratory one, where we explore about the feasibility of any particular medicine or a chemical compound for that or to counter that particular disease or virus. Then preclinical stage, in this stage all the testings and all are done. The next one is clinical development, in which the testing period is done on, the trials are done on humans, that is human trial period. Then regulatory review and approval. Then the senior regulatory body of let's say the medical department for that particular region, for example ICMR in case of India, they will do the regulatory works and reviews, and they will finally approve that particular vaccine for further usage. Then manufacturing at mass level, and the last stage is the quality control to regularly monitor and check the you can say the effect of that particular vaccine actually in the market, right? Now moving ahead guys, the first news is from the coal sector, that is the auction of 41 coal mines which was awaited from a long time for commercial mining will be done, and it was basically it will be done by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji on 18th of June. And why was it done, and why is it actually taking place? Why was the auction needed? So this was needed to achieve Atmanirbhar in the coal sector, the vision of Atmanirbharta of Pradhan Mantri ji in the coal sector. And of course, the Ministry of Coal, in association with FICCI, is now launching the process of auction for 41 coal mines, and this will be done under the provision of Coal Mine Act and MMDR Act, right? It was beginning of opening of Indian coal sector for commercial mining. This will, of course, this particular event will mark the beginning of opening of Indian coal sector for commercial mining purpose, and it will also enable the country in achieving self-sufficiency in meeting its energy needs and boost industrial development, obviously, right? Now, how will the entire country or our country will get benefited from this particular step? So we'll see that one by one. The very first and most important benefit will be that upon attainment of peak rated capacity of production of 2 to 5 million ton, these mines shall contribute to about 15% of the country's entire projected total coal production in just 2025 and 2026. Further, it will also generate employment of about 2.8 lakh for people, and of course both this includes both direct employment of around 70,000 people in the industry, in the coal mining industry core sector, and indirect employment, which includes the indirect economy of which is related to the coal sector, which will be around approximately 2.1 lakh people. So this is a very good sign. Now, moving ahead, expected to generate approximately rupees 33,000 crore of capital investment in the country over next 5 to 7 years, of course, by commercialization of the coal sector. These mines will also contribute to rupees 20,000 crore revenues annually to just the state government. So the state governments will also be full with the money and the revenues. They will never fall short of the revenues. 100% FDI or foreign direct investment is likely to bring in international practices also, latest technologies also, and mechanization in the mining operations also, which will definitely enhance and boost the productivity of the coal sector. Self-reliance, that is the Hindi word, that is the English word for Atmanirbharta, with substitution of imports by independent thermal power plants and captive power plants, resulting in saving of foreign currency, definitely. So the power plant or the thermal power plants will not have to purchase the coal from outside India or from any other country, so that will restrict the flow of money or Indian rupee outside the Indian market. This will also boost and regulate and boost the regulated and non-regulated sector by ensuring sustained coal stocks for industries with greater reliability. Further, this will move the entire coal market towards a free market structure, like we have seen in case of power sector also recently. And of course, this will be done after the implementation of the National Coal Index. Right now, promoting the practice of efficient use of clean energy and reduce the source of environmental pollution with incentive to coal gasification and liquefaction. Right now, moving on to our next news. So, Sports Ministry now will establish KISCE to enhance India's Olympic performance. Now, what is this KISC? So, Sports Ministry is all set to establish Khelo India State, Khelo India, which is already a running initiative by the Indian government. Khelo India State Centers of Excellence. This is the upgraded version of that. And under this, of course, this is under the ministry's flagship scheme of Khelo India scheme. Now, one KISCE, that is one Khelo India State Center of Excellence, one center will be identified in each state and union territory of our country, and this will be done with an effort to create a robust sporting ecosystem in the country. And why was it done? Why is it being done? So this is basically to boost and to you can say promote or motivate or provide the facilities to the athletes to train at a world class center. So in this regard only, the Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports, who is currently Shri Kiran Rijiju, he said that this is done to strengthen India's pursuit for wins in Olympics, definitely, to scale up the best sporting facilities available in the states into academies of world-class standards, which wherein the athletes from all across the country can come and train in their specific domain, also train athletes to into elite athletes who can win medals for the country in all the major international tournaments, and specifically and particularly for Olympics. All other international tournaments includes Asian Games or South Asian Games or even Commonwealth Games. Right now, moving ahead, the next news is about PM Modi, who is going to launch a new scheme, that is Garib Kalyan Rojgar Abhiyan, and this will be launched on 28th of June. So a more detailed coverage will be done by me on that particular day only. This scheme, I'll give you a very brief about this particular scheme. So this scheme is basically been launched by the government to boost livelihood opportunities in the rural India specifically. And this will be focused campaign of 125 days across 116 different districts in 6 different states in the first leg, to work in mission mode to help migrant workers, particularly at this point of crisis. This campaign will create durable infrastructure along with boosting employment and opportunities. Right now, moving on to our next news, a big news from a big win for India on the international level is that India has been selected or elected non-permanent member of UN Security Council for the year 2021 and 2022. Okay, now India was elected as non-permanent member of the powerful UN Security Council for a 2-year term. This is very important. It has been selected as 2-year term, and remember that it is a non-permanent member and not the permanent member. And India won by 184 votes in the totally 193 members which were present in the General Assembly. So India won by India got 184 votes out of 193 members of General Assembly. Along with India, Ireland, Mexico, and Norway were also the countries who won the Security Council membership for non-permanent member. Remind you that the permanent members are UK, US, France, China. Okay, these are the permanent members, but apart from these members, there are 10 total non-permanent members which are selected for a span of 2 years. Right, so these 10 members are selected on the basis of various regions all across the globe. So for example, the reasons are 5 regions are given to African and Asian states, and India has won the category of Asia Pacific, one for Eastern European states, then for 2 categories, 2 regions from the Latin American and Caribbean states, then 2 for Western European and other states. Okay, so this is the current status of India. So this is a good win for India, that India will be now a non-permanent member of UN Security Council. Remember the time period, that it would be for 2 years only, for the period of 21 to 2022. Okay, now we shall end our session, the news, with the current COVID-19 update. As of 8 a.m. on June 18th, the total number of cases has crossed the 360,000 mark, and it is at 366,946. The number of recovered cases is very close to 2 lakh mark, that is 1,94,325. Although the number of death unfortunately has crossed the 12,000 mark, it is 12,237. Now moving on to a quiz time section. The first question for you guys is, which of the following scheme was launched by PM in June 2020? This kind of questions can be asked in future in exams. So the correct answer for this is, of course, we have discussed this, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan. The correct answer is option B. The next one is Khelo India State Centers of Excellence is a scheme which will focus particularly for national games, South Asian Games, Olympics. See, Olympics, all these games will also be, of course, focused upon, but Olympics, medals in Olympics, getting medals or winning medals in Olympic is the main priority for this particular scheme. So correct answer is option C. The next question is, who is the current Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports in India? So Kiran Rijiju is the current sports minister. The previous one was Rajyavardhan Rathore, and Saina Nehwal is not the minister. She has recently joined politics, but she is not a minister in any department. So the correct answer for this is option A, Kiran Rijiju. The next question is, how many coal mines have been put in for auction by Indian government? So 41 coal mines in all has been put in an auction for the commercialization purpose. So the correct answer is option A. And similarly, the next question is, India has recently been selected as a member of UN Security Council and a non-permanent member, remind you, for a term of how many years? So every non-permanent member is selected for a term of 2 years only. So the correct answer is option C. That's it, guys, from this session. The next segment is the question of the day from today's session. So today you have to answer about what is this UN Security Council. Write your answer in the comment section about when was it formed, what was the purpose, and what is the main aim and objective of this particular Security Council of United Nations. Okay, guys, so till next session, thank you. Jai Hind.